got loyalty, got royalty inside my DNA. Cocaine quarter piece, got war and peace inside my DNA. I got power, poison, pain, and joy inside my DNA. I got hustle, though, ambition, flow inside my DNA.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Sean B Nice, back again with some more Heat Rock, and today we're doing a extensive gaming test of the Note 8 as far as does the displays actually matter. As far as, like, you know, when people always tell you, man, you know, because of the pixels, that's why sometimes the frame rate isn't that good. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna see if the frame rate is actually gonna be affected by the 720p, the 1080p, and the 1440p. Okay, we're gonna check that out and see if it's actually doing it. And the cool thing about it is, again, I partnered up with Gamebench, so I don't need a laptop for this test. As you guys seen on my last test, the Note 8 versus the iPhone 10 gaming test. I'll make sure I link that down in the description below, or I'll link it up here if I remember. I had a laptop because of the iPhone 10. I need these laptops, but for the Note 8, we can check all the analytics right here on screen. So the game we're gonna be testing is, I think the most optimized game we've seen for it is Hit. I'm gonna game on Hit, the 3 different gaming modes, 5 minutes apiece, if it actually makes a difference. I will be doing requests for specific games. I know one of my subscribers specifically asked for a game. I can't remember the name of it right now, but I will do that for y'all, man. I will definitely test out specific games that, you know, if you're choosing to see which one you guys want to see as far as how it performs and whatnot, okay? Again, let's go ahead and get straight into it. So we gotta open up right now. And we also gonna test the high performance mode. The game is at, you know, full display right now. So right now it is optimized, the recommended level. It is on, you know, 2K, just so you guys see for yourself. Settings, said WQHD plus. Again, we're gonna go to full HD and HD. Go from there, man. Close out everything in the background. Open up Gamebench. Okay, since my device has been rebooted, I gotta plug this back up to it, and then we go from there. Okay, we got Gamebench started up. Let's go ahead and launch Hit and get it going. Again, don't forget, keep an eye on the right-hand corner right here. That's telling you the frames per second. We're gonna game for about, again, like 5 minutes, maybe 6, depending on how I'm feeling. Nothing too crazy, but turn this down. Nothing too crazy. Just want to kind of see if there's a difference between, you know, when you're playing a certain game at the highest possible way you can, you know, the highest performance, and see if we're gonna see any difference, any drops in frames per second, or any, you know, raises frames per second. So I'm very curious to see how that's gonna work out. All right, just so I can show you guys, again, it is at 5, which is the highest level can go. Play speed, I think that's like trying to get it to 60 frames per second. And let's get it going. Maybe 2 to 3 of these joints here. Do a different map this time, and let's go. Okay, so far pretty steady. On 2K, it is standing a consistent 50 frames per second, which is you know, so now so far what we're seeing, you guys don't have to change anything from the looks of it when you're playing on 2K, you know what I mean? I thought maybe we're gonna see like a slight dip with the game performance with the, you know, with push so many pixels, but so far that's not what we're seeing. We're pretty much seeing the same testing that we seen when we did the iPhone test comparison video. Like, Hit is like very optimized for the Android platform, which I am so happy about. I wish every game performed as well, but unfortunately that's not the case. But still, all in all, right now, man, this is doing a fantastic job. Maybe one more should be good. One more should put us at 5 minutes. Okay, we're at the boss, so like we're gonna have to do one more, because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna beat him in less than 5 minutes. So yeah, so we're gonna have to do one more map. And we also going to see if there's a difference with battery life as well. That's one thing I'm interested in as well as seeing. And with Gamebench, they tell me all of that data, which is a good thing. So this is why I use that over anything else. Gamebench is a wonderful platform for developers to use, as far as really trying to get an extensive gaming test to see what's going on with your, you know, your certain app. Good thing about this test is too, what I'm seeing with most Android devices, most of them are kind of having it where you could change the resolution on your displays now. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Pixel and the LG devices are doing that now. So this can kind of be like a universal rule of thumb too, like to kind of see which games perform better on which pixel count. Just got done. We just hit the 5 minute mark. Let's go ahead and okay, yeah. We just got done. We hit the 5 minute mark. We're gonna stop the test here, and let's take a look at our results. So a 2K screen. Surprised the battery test is not available, but I think they see it like 15 minutes. Battery drain. So we pretty much started at 84%. We ended off at 82. So battery drain, I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it did, as you guys can see, as far as temperature, the battery, it did get a little hot. You know what I'm saying? Like it did. As far as Celsius, went from 30 to what, 34. Nothing huge. GPU, see if we got any throttling going on here. The GPU is kind of like all across the board. I'm surprised it's not a little bit more, just a little bit more consistent. You guys can see that, kind of crazy. So we're gonna see, and here's the CPU. We got a number of cores, we got 8 cores, of course. Max gigahertz was at 1.9 frequency, and then the minimum was 0.3. Memory usage, you get to see all of that. So as far as just kind of like a brief summary, it pretty much stayed at 50 frames per second with a FPS stability around 88%. So we're gonna see if we can get any better with that when we knock it down to 1080p. Also, what we're gonna do, we're actually gonna see if the quote-unquote high performance mode makes a difference. We're gonna see if that makes a difference with gaming as well. We're gonna, you know, max out everything, max out brightness, 2K display, all that running. We're gonna see if like any of the cores coming in, or if the software is pushing the cores to perform better. We're gonna see that as well. That's gonna be the last test we do right now. This is the 1080p test right here. Okay, here we have, just to show you, same settings, all the same, and we're gonna do those same missions, 17-1 through 17-3. Okay guys, so we just did the 5-minute mark test here. Let's stop it here and let's see if we notice anything different. First test we did 5 minutes, 12 seconds. This test we did 5 minutes, 5 seconds. Not a huge deal. So when it's 2K, it used 11% of the GPU, 623 megabytes of RAM, 50% of the GPU, okay? Now, take a look at here, it used 10% of the CPU, less RAM and less GPU. So, from what I'm saying, if that's correct, man, the pixel density affects the performance a little bit, not too much, because the FPS stability is still 88% and it's still 50 frames per second. So it's just, I guess it depends how hard the phone works. Battery drain, we went from an 82 to 80, again, another 2% drop, so you're not saving battery percentage there. Now we are playing the game consistently, so the battery temperature is just gonna rise, period. So that's, you know, that's nothing out of the ordinary there. Again, the frequency as far as cores, whatever, that's the same. I'm pretty sure that's gonna stay the same actually. See, and here's CPU usage. Let's look at the GPU usage again, kind of like all over the place, but not seeing a huge drop off there. Maybe we say the percent, a couple of megabytes per second, 4% here. So we say 4% here, 9 megabytes of RAM and 1% of CPU. But other than that, it pretty much ran identical. So now let's drop it down to 720p. Okay, again, I will see you guys at the 5-minute mark. All right, everyone, we are approaching the 5-minute mark now. Go ahead and let this finish playing out. And again, we're seeing this again. Now it's using less RAM, but it used more GPU this time. And I'm assuming because the phone is getting hotter, but it used the same amount of CPU usage. As far as performance, surprisingly, it took a dip. And I think that's because the phone is heating up. So again, now the stability is around 87%. And let's see, battery drain, you start off at 79%, it dropped down to 77. So you pretty much seeing, so pretty like this. For every 5 minutes of battery, for every 5 minutes of gameplay you're doing, you pretty much can expect to lose around 2%. From what I'm seeing, it could again be because the phone's getting hotter. Other than that, CPU usage around the same, whatever. GPU, again, we seen a 48% versus a 46%. So maybe I'm assuming that the game was more optimized for just 1080p versus the other game modes, okay? But other than that, the game still performed very well. The median, again, was around 50 frames per second. We've seen it hit up at times around 60 frames per second, but very rare. As you guys can see, very, very rare. We've seen dips as low as what? Really, like realistically, like around 20 frames per second. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Last test is gonna be for high performance mode. Let's see if there's a difference. Let's see if we're gonna see any more throttling, whatever the case is. Let's just see. And I will see you guys in, 5 minutes again. This will be the last test for it. Okay, guys, we are approaching that 5-minute mark now. We are done for the last and final test. Again, the phone did get hotter or whatever, so just keep that in mind. Now we're seeing CPU usage at a higher percentage. We're seeing it at 14%. Lower RAM usage out of all of them, surprisingly, and GPU usage went back down to 46%. I'm kind of surprised by that. I was expecting to see GPU usage go up. You did see CPU usage go up a few percent, maybe like 3 to 4%. Let's check everything else. But the frames per second, surprisingly, the stability of the frames per second went down. Again, I believe the phone is throttling because it's getting hotter, but it went down to 85 versus the kind of average percent, like around 88. Battery drain, We went from 77 to 75. Again, that's consistent with what we've been seeing. Surprisingly, the battery temperature went down though. I'm guessing it had time to cool off, I'm assuming. The GPU usage, again, kind of all over the place. CPU, pretty consistent. No, like not a lot of huge dips or peaks or spikes, I should say. In conclusion, for what we're seeing, there's not a huge difference between the display modes. So as far as the display mode taking a huge, making a huge difference as far as gameplay is concerned, it does not. You may see maybe a percentage or two difference, but nothing, even close to how we would think it would be. Like, me personally, I thought with it being down to like 720p, I thought we are gonna have a higher stability, better frame percent, like a better frame rate, all that, but that wasn't the case. If we see, you could game at 2K around the same stability you would game at 720p, if better. So other than that, man, conclusion is the display modes on the Note 8 does not affect game performance like that. Not, pretty much doesn't make a difference at all. So I hope y'all enjoyed the video, man. If y'all want to see other games being put to the test, let me know, man. Other than that, give your boy a thumbs up. It definitely helps my channel out a lot. It's your boy Sean B Nice, man. I'm out. Deuces.